The Taoiseach this morning said that he would be open to doing some kind of research into the potential free speech impact of Ireland's misinformation and disinformation regulations. He thinks that could be a worthwhile pursuit. Do you agree with him?
I've given you the same answer, Ben, now every morning for the last 6 months, I'd say.
The systematic Stonewall. When confronted with a direct policy shift, specifically the leader of the government's openness to researching the free speech impacts of new regulations, the Speaker refuses to engage with the update. By asserting that his answer has not changed in 6 months, he attempts to invalidate the question entirely, framing ongoing journalistic oversight as an annoying redundancy rather than standard public accountability.
It hasn't changed. In fact, the report from Commissioner Naman this morning, I think, vindicates my position that people are unfortunately getting their news, in many cases, from untrusted news sources.
Which are?
Paternalistic redirection. Instead of addressing the constitutional implications of free speech safeguards, the Speaker instantly pivots to a defensive moral binary: trusted versus untrusted news. By framing the state's executive role as actively managing which data streams the public should or should not access, he cleverly attempts to reframe an interrogation about censorship into a protective measure for public safety.
Untrusted news sources. My department's role with Commissioner Naman is to try and make sure that people don't get their news, in inverted commas, from people who thrive on the advent of fake news, but rather are from trusted sources, including our public service
Can you remind me, what is your salary again? How much do you get paid to answer questions like this? Like I put a totally different question to you about how the Taoiseach...
To make it easier for you, Ben, what I'll do is I'll print it out and I'll hand it to you next week. Next question.
When a public official faces persistent, polite cross-examination that exposes a policy narrative fracture, the ultimate emergency escape hatch is personal condescension. By sarcastically offering to print out text for the reporter and unilaterally declaring "next question," the official drops the democratic frame entirely. This is an admission of narrative defeat, using administrative positioning to terminate a conversation that can no longer be logically defended.
Unbelievable. This is really not. It's really not acceptable. Given the gravity of this issue and how many times that I've asked about it. I'm perfectly respectful. I don't know what the issue is here.
I don't know what your problem is. Is it that you don't understand what I said, or you just don't want to understand what I said? But
I don't think you understand what you said.
The answer hasn't changed. Next question.
Resisting evasion tactics. When an official attempts to aggressively terminate an interview via tone policing or condescension, the journalist must never match the emotional escalation. To maintain full narrative leverage, the journalist must calmly restate the structural vacancy. Minister, dismissing the inquiry does not alter the administrative record. The leader of the government has formally agreed to research free speech impacts. As Media Minister, your refusal to answer whether you support this research leaves a direct vacuum in public policy. Control the room by mapping the deflection, and never let political evasion masquerade as authority.